Hi. I was driving today and I had one of those moments, I'm not going to call it the senior moment, I had one of those moments where I thought, oh, hang on, where am I going? Ah, yes. And then I remembered where I was going. But then I thought, if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter which way you turn. So if I had got to the junction and I didn't know where I was going, I could have gone left or right and it wouldn't have mattered because I don't know where I'm going, right? You need to have a destination in mind so that you know what to do, where to turn, and how to go in a way. And I was thinking about this in terms of every human endeavor, right? If you want to go on a journey, you know where you're going. If you want to achieve something at work, you know what you're trying to achieve. If you want to go shopping, you know what you're going to buy. If you want to have a fitness goal, you've got to have a fitness goal so you know, well, okay, I want to be able to do this. Weight, I want to be able to this weight. Everything we do that we get any success out of has to be, in a sense, motivated to achieve some form of goal or outcome. But what would be the other way of doing it? Well, I guess the other way of doing it would be just to meander, just like go with the flow in a sense, just sort of bounce along, hoping for a good outcome. I always remember I made a video years ago called Only Dead Fish Go With The Flow. And it's basically said that if you're on a river and you have no engine and the river has a certain flow, then your boat just goes with the flow. You have no control over where the boat goes. And that would be generally true. So if you want to have control over your destination, you have to put a little bit of effort. Now in terms of boats, you have to put a little bit of effort to go against the current. That enables the rudder to bite, and now you've got steerage, right? You're not necessarily going to go very quickly, but as long as you're going a little bit faster than the current, you have control over your destination. Put more effort into it, it goes a bit faster. Less effort, it goes a bit slower. But I just don't see any benefit of not having some control over your destination. And now in almost everything else in your life, you would say, yeah, I'm working towards this, or I'm doing that, or, even paying the mortgage, right? Yeah, I'm paying the mortgage off. It'll be off, well, I've paid the mortgage off in 20 years or whatever. But with mental health, I don't see that to be nearly the case. I see a lot of people that I am familiar with, in a sense, they sort of just meander, they struggle, they suffer. They don't have a goal, don't have a specific goal. I want to be anxiety free by some date. I want to be depression free by some date. Now, I don't know if that's because they don't think it's possible. Well, let me answer that question. Is it possible to recover from anxiety? Absolutely. Hundreds of thousands of people do it every year through the NHS and private therapy, and I work with people all the time who recover from anxiety. Is it possible to recover from panic? Absolutely. Is it possible to recover from depression? Absolutely. So what's the difference between people who recover, people who don't recover? Well, by definition, if you bother to go to therapy, you are focused and motivated, and if your therapist is a CBT therapist like me, you're probably assessed, and then a couple of weeks or some weeks later we assess you again. Oh, look, this is how you've done, and that's that's a great motivation. It's a great motivator for people to see that they're traveling forward. The therapist helps them to do that. But if you don't go to therapy, and if you're not on one of my online programs, then are you meandering? And if you are meandering, what's going to happen is you're going to end up in some place, but it won't necessarily be the place you want to be in because you have no control of your journey. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting point. I wanted to share that with you. And additionally, if you want to get control over your journey, a simple, cost-effective way is to join the Anxiety Wizard program, which gives you a completely directed journey. So the Anxiety Wizard program is available. Go to drpurvis.online, and maybe I'll put a link in the bottom of this video or whatever. But that's a kind of a quick and easy way of getting a direction. But I think there's nothing worse than being rudderless, meandering, not in control of the journey that is your life. Because you only get, as far as I'm aware, you only get the one journey. So you might as well make it go the way you want it to go. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen.